Welcome, beautiful teachers. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 different options for doing digital piano recitals. For when you can't get everyone together in one big hall, what are you going to do? Well, I've got 3 great options for you right here. Your first option is to create a YouTube playlist. This is much more than a recital. It's not in real time. It's a different kind of an experience, but still a great one. What you're going to do is get your students to send through video clips to you. Or you could record these in online piano lessons via Zoom or something like that if you prefer. If you're going to get parents to send them through to you, you might want to give them a few suggestions of file sharing apps such as WeTransfer, Dropbox, Google Drive. I always leave it open to them. If they have one that they prefer to use, they can send it through to me that way. I don't mind. After that, you're going to set up your YouTube channel if you don't know how already have one, and then you're going to upload those videos to YouTube, create a playlist, and share it with everyone. Simple as that. The next option is to create a live recital on Zoom. I'm going to show you a few settings within Zoom that are going to make that run much more smoothly if that's your favorite option to choose. When you're setting up your Zoom online piano recital on the site, you're going to do it like you're scheduling any other meeting, just with a few setting alterations. So first, just give it a title, like recital, and write in a description if you like. Then you're going to set up when it is. Let's say it's on then. How long it is. Doesn't really matter that much how long it is, but you might as well set it there if you want to give people an expectation. Just a quick note on that actually, if your recital is going to be more than 40 minutes, which it most likely is, you are going to need a premium Zoom account for this because you're going to have a group of students and parents hopefully watching. It's probably not recurring, so you can leave that off, and you don't want to take required registration. Now, we are going to require a meeting password just for security, so set it to something that's memorable for your studio. I'm not going to tell you what my one normally is, obviously, but anything that works for your studio that's going to be easy for parents to remember. Now, here's the important part for a recital. Normally, when we're setting it up, we would have the participant video on by default and the host as well on by default. We probably don't want the participant video on by default. Maybe we do if all the attendees are going to actually be students who come on camera. So that one is up for debate, which way you leave it on or off, but it depends on who's attending. If you're going to have a lot of attendees who are not playing, then you're going to want to leave that off. The audio is going to be computer audio. That's fine. Now, what we want to enable here is a waiting room so that you can set things up before letting everyone in. And then once the recital starts, you can let everyone in at the appropriate time. So that means people can sign in early, but they won't actually show up on your end, so you can be setting things up, checking your camera, and all that good stuff. Now, here's the most important setting of all. You need to mute participants upon entry. If you have a large group call, that is always the best idea. If you're having a one-on-one lesson with your student, it's not a good idea to put that on because it's an extra step to unmute them. However, once you have several people on the call, it's going to start getting loud and distracting and jumping between different people if everyone is not muted by default. So that's the most important thing. Then you're just going to save that and send people the link, tell them the password, and send it through to them, and you'll be ready to go. Simple as that. Then during the recital, you're just going to switch between the different students. You can spotlight the video to show that particular person and have them show up for everyone. And that's it. The last option that I'm going to show you is using something called Ecamm and broadcasting to YouTube Live or Facebook Live, wherever you prefer. This is kind of a combination of the other two. So it is live, it's happening in real time, and people are going to watch it at the same time. However, the pieces that your students are playing are actually recorded ahead of time, or some of them could be and some of them could not be. This is a little bit more technical, but it's absolutely within your grasp. So let me show you how I would set that up. This is the Ecamm website, and you'll need to buy the software in order to use this method. I found it to be very good value, but it's entirely up to you whether you want to go for this option. However, let me give you a little tour and you can see whether it's right for you. So to use Ecamm, you'll install it and then it'll look something like this. There are different options over on the side here. We've got Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, YouTube, and record only. So I use this for recording videos for my students as well, so that's a handy other use for it. But for your recital, you'll probably want to use either Facebook Live or YouTube Live, and you'll need to connect those up to your actual account if they're not already, when you initially set it up, and then you can schedule it right here. So if I'm doing a YouTube Live recital, I would schedule it here, recital, and then set the date and the time and all of that good stuff. I'm not going to set it right now because I don't want to confuse my YouTube audience, but that's how you set it up. And once that's scheduled, it'll appear there and you'll be able to start it at that time. Now, in regards to how you would actually use YouTube for your recital, what you're going to do is get students to send you videos in advance, or you're going to record their playing during a Zoom lesson or another online lesson, and then broadcast it live. So at the actual recital time, you're going to go live. And then once you are live, you're going to bring in videos that you're going to actually play for them. The advantage of this is people can comment and discuss things live and you can have interactive elements, but the pieces are still prepared in advance and you're not relying on poor internet connections and glitches and all of that kind of stuff. If you do want to have a live component with people calling in, you can connect this up with Skype. I'm not going to go into that in this video, but there is an extension for this software where it's called Call Recorder for Skype, and you can actually bring people in from Skype. But that's something to look up on your own if you want to get into that. What I suggest you do though is actually have videos ready to go and just broadcast them live. So you will show up live like I'm doing right now, and you'll be talking to camera and introducing people and all of that kind of stuff, and maybe playing some things yourself live because you can control the tech for that. But you're only going to play students' performances that are videos. The way you do that is very simple, very handy. You just go to source and then video file, choose file. Now I'm just going to use an example of a piece from my last recital, but you will have students and send them in or play them in online lessons. So if I choose that now, it'll play straight away. However, once I've chosen that once, I can have that ready to go and I can just click on it in this selection here when I want to play it. So I'm going to switch back to my camera. So this is what would be broadcasting, and then I can switch over to the video file just by clicking on it there when I want to play it. So I'd introduce, this is the lovely Eva, she's going to play some wonderful Christmas music for us. Not that I'd want that in a spring recital, but you get the idea. And then I'd click on it. I can pause that anytime I want, and I can speak directly to camera again and introduce the next person. Some other fun things here are that Ecamm will have the chat up. So once it is on YouTube Live or something like that, you have this little chat window, so you don't have to leave. You have everything within the one screen, and there are some fun little features as well. So if I go here, that's on my other screen, you'll see these here, so I can have different things prepared that I can pop up on screen. I use that to show my logos and things like that when I'm doing live videos. And I can have text that I've written up on screen. All of that can be prepared in advance. And another really fun little thing is the sound effects, which will be great for a recital, and that's what I'm planning on using. So if you go to this little symbol here, that will pop up this here. Oh, sorry, this one here is what I'm looking for. these sound effects. You can import your own actually and add more, but they have a few by default, and you'll see I have commands, shortcodes set up for those as well. So I can just press command. And you could import a few different ones if you want to add some variety. You've got a glockenspiel, you've got a triangle by default, and the party noisemaker might be a little bit fun as well. So lots of fun options there for exploring, but absolutely the interactive element of having the chat there, maybe a few teacher performances. I'm planning on having my 2 teachers come along and join me via Skype and play actually live using that call recorder for Skype extension that I mentioned. And you can have the students with prepared performances and just import those videos and play them, stream them live, but in a controlled way. So I think this is a great option for online recitals. Alright, that's 3 great options for a digital piano recital. You can absolutely experiment and try different options in your studio, and I'd love to see what you come up with. Share which one you're going to do or your own special idea for a piano recital online in the comments below.